Hey y'all, welcome to PJs and Mugs. This is Story Time with Jessica. It's all good. Hi y'all, welcome to PJs and Mugs. It's me, Jessica. It's all good. And I'm back with some more fun for you this week. So let's get into it. Okay. Travel mugs. I must be honest, I was trying to be kind of a hater because everyone's got the big cups now, going everywhere, constantly trying to look cool with their little cups. But finally, I came to terms with the fact that it's actually kind of cool. I have my own We're All Chocolate travel mugs, and it was just in my house. I was like, yeah, I'm going to tell people at some point. But then I got to drinking out of this because my sister-in-law was like, you need to put a straw in it. Put a straw in it, and it's going to change everything. That's why these cups are such a big deal, because it makes you drink more water. And guess what? She's right. It does, y'all. I am so hydrated. She called me a hydrated baddie. That's what the kids are doing. It's one of the... Anyway, so I gotta be honest. I hopped on the bandwagon. Now I'm running around with my We're All Chocolate mug. Sometimes I take a break and get another one. I've put a straw in it. I had a metal straw because that came with tumblers friends gave me for like birthdays and other special occasions. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been scared of that metal straw for a very long time. I heard this horrible story about what happened with someone's metal straw. So I've been drinking with a metal straw, but the whole time I'm like, all right, be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Don't trip. Don't fall. But now I got my plastic straws, so I'm going back to putting my metal straw in my tumbler. And now I am traveling with my We're All Chocolate mug. So if you're like, I want to support Jessica and I also want to keep drinking in public, normal drinks, you know what I mean? Grab one of my travel mugs, okay? This is I forgot what size it is. But the point is, there's this size and then there's the big size for all you big cup people, okay? So cheers. So this drink has me thinking about normal jobs. Y'all know I'm a comedian, I'm a DJ, I'm an MC, I'm an improv actor, now an author. So I'm doing all these things, but can you believe it or not, I've had some like regular jobs, crazy jobs, surprise jobs, and today I want to tell you about when I was a telemarketer. Y'all, I was actually a telemarketer, believe it or not. Isn't that crazy? And some people, telemarketers are different now. We get spam calls. You don't have to pick them up because you got a phone. You can see your number. You're not going to pick up for just anybody. But back in the day, when phones were attached to walls, like you had to hang it up, pick it up. The reason we do the finger and the thumb for the young kids who don't know why we do this when we talk about talking on the phone, because we're trying to draw out an old school phone. It's so different now. Now it's just you have your little box. But no, we had these big old phones. And I remember my mom was a part-time telemarketer back in her day, and she's like, listen, I can get you a job at this one place. I was in between my freshman year of college and my sophomore year of college. It was the summer that I was still at home and I needed a job. I couldn't do my work study at school. I was no longer working at my fast food restaurant. I will tell you about that one day and we'll see if you can guess which one it was. But in this case, I was like, I need something, and I'm a grown up, like a real grown up now. I need something super grown up. So my mom got me into telemarketing. And what I learned is I sucked at telemarketing. It's one of the reasons that I'm super nice to customer service on the phone, even if I'm about to say no, decline, and hang up, because, dude, it was the worst thing ever. I remember trying to sell people cable. We didn't grow up with a lot of cable. My parents would sometimes get it, but we never had it when we were like in elementary school. I still remember the first time we got cable in 1997. We saw Dexter's Laboratory, that's how we said laboratory, and we saw Johnny Bravo on that evening with our first time with cable, and y'all, we watched those two shows for hours. Then after school, when mom and dad hadn't quite got home yet, we would watch all the music channels and listen to the secular music that we weren't allowed to listen to. So we're watching MTV, BET, VH1, all the channels that don't have music anymore. But the point was, it was great. I remember The Boy Is Mine, Kiss Me, This Kiss, Shania Twain all day. I remember I Don't Wanna Be a Player No More. Heard that song as a grown-up and was like, they said what? But the point is, if I didn't have that much experience, like, trust me, they cut cable later. We moved, they're like, we don't need cable. And we're like, we need cable. I watched a soap opera for 2 weeks because we didn't have cable again. And then we got cable again, then we didn't have it. And they're like, well, we don't need it. It's not good for you. Then we got cable. Like, all these things. So, like, growing up with barely cable, now I'm on a phone. Online wasn't like this. I was on a phone calling people saying, hey, would you like to buy this cable package? Well, I see that you're saying no, but let me interest you in this. Oh, you don't want that either? Let me interest you in this. Y'all, I'm not even good at selling things I believe in. So trying to sell this, and y'all, here's a crazy thing. I don't have cable now. We watch everything on streaming, Hulu, Netflix, Amazon. There's too many things. Eventually, we have to say no. So there's some shows we just go without. And we could watch them on regular TV. We're not watching them on regular TV. We're going to Google what happened, or we're just going to pretend that show doesn't exist, okay? So if this is how I feel today, and that's how I felt before, you can understand that it was so hard for me. And being the one who was stressed out, y'all, the anxiety that I would get trying to sell people cable on the phone and people hanging up on me, people saying mean things to me. I got called some pretty cool things. But then I started to realize, like, I was never hitting quota. And then finally, one day, I finally hit the quota for the week. And I was like, yes, I did it. That was the only time. That one day in 2 months. That is the only time. Yes, 2 months. I was only a telemarketer for 2 months. It's already the summer. But now that vibe is happening that says, I don't think they like me here. So I will never forget the day that, like, it was the day I knew I was getting fired. There's this old movie called Office Space. Not The Office, Office Space. And there's this one dude who spends the whole movie just knowing he's going to get fired from his corporate job. Like, he's like, today's the day. They're coming for me. I know this feeling because I had this feeling. I was constantly like, I suck. I'm leaving. I haven't made any quota today. Nobody bought for me. I sold one package. That's it. So when I realized that I had the day that I finally made it to the top and then I dropped back down to the bottom, I was like, this is not good. They're going to come get me. So I typed up a letter of resignation, and that day that they were like, Jessica, we'd like to speak to you in the office, I got up knowing that everybody saw me getting up, got up from the same seat that every week I used to watch them walk by and say, are they coming to talk to me today? As I'm sitting there on my little phone trying to talk to people. I was like, this is the day. This is the day. But this was the day. But I got up with confidence. And I went into that office and they were like, Jessica, listen, we noticed that this isn't exactly your fit. And we were going to let you know that perhaps. And I was like, oh, actually, I want to let you know that I'm leaving. Here's my letter of resignation. Thank you. Bye. And I quit. And I just want to let you know, people, that sometimes in life, you have to quit. Especially if you suck at something. Don't keep doing stuff that you suck at when there's stuff that you're good at. Unless you're so desperate to get good at it and you get at it one day. But life is too short not to quit. Somebody told me not to tell her kids that. And I was like, I'm just being honest. I don't know where those people went. I never saw them again. But the point is, I quit that job, and you're going to hear more stories about other things that I've walked out of and left, because this is all about this crazy adventure that I like to call life. So thank you for listening to I Was Once a Telemarketer. Thank you for having a little sip with me. Make sure you get your We're All Chocolate mug so you can take this to your very own job where you may quit or may not, or maybe you'll be great at it. I don't know. I haven't had one of those in a long time. Thank you for watching, and bye.